Hey peeps! I had a wonderful conversation with a mentorship student yesterday around the card at the bottom of the deck. And so I thought I would share a little bit about how over the years I've really come to look to the card at the bottom of the deck as being very important in readings. It was a wonderful conversation to have with someone else who's really getting a lot out of what lies at the bottom of the deck. So let's start by saying what the card pull at the bottom of the deck represents for me. Sorry guys, hold on, give me 1 second. A little bit of a runny nose. So when you are either doing a daily draw or you're laying cards out for a spread, that's what we're consciously aware of, right? That's what we're focused on when we're pulling. What we see in front of us for the pull itself, the spread itself, is what we are consciously working with, activated around, and probably if you're looking for a timeline or something similar to that, the most likely outcome of events from a conscious level. What the card at the bottom of the deck informs is the unconscious for me as a reader. This lets me know one of two things: a shadow or unconscious perspective that's affecting the card spread as a whole, but that I'm not conscious of at the top layer of my awareness. Or this will give me clarity on, especially in a daily draw, how I'm interacting with the main energy of the daily draw itself. So I'm going to give you an example of this now. And you can do this with Oracle as well. For me, this applies across the board for Tarot and Oracle. It's not only for Tarot. As always, if this poll resonates for you, then please feel free to apply it in your situation. So we're going to start with a daily draw. So when I work with my daily draws in the morning, I will shuffle my deck and just ask my guides, what is it that I need to know today, right? And I shuffle until I feel it's time to stop shuffling. So this pull here is a major arcana card with a star. I can see two things with this card. If this were my actual daily draw today, I can see that I'll probably be recording and be in a space where I am in the public eye with a star, because often for me it's representative of how others are perceiving and interacting with you, right? How bright you're letting your light shine in your experience and story. So yes, that would apply. But we know traditionally we're also looking at faith, hope, and trust, seeing that the tides are changing perhaps from a difficult time, and that there's a new experience we can keep the faith around stepping into, right? Now, what's at the bottom of my deck? The Page of Swords. So if this was a daily draw situation, I would say, okay, how am I going to be interacting with this major arcana archetypal energy of the star? How is my faith going to be explored as I move through the day? Page of Swords. For me, this would be messages from my guides and angels giving me, I just said angels, my guides, angels, demons, deity, whatever you'd like to call them, messages from my spirit tribe, giving me clarity around choices that I have to make throughout the day, and holding space as a priestess in my practice with clients. Let's say that you've drawn this card, and perhaps you're going into a situation where there's something coming up in your career or at your job where you are going to have to interact with others. And you can see that the star is saying this is a positive energy for you to interact with others in a way that is going to affect the best outcome for all involved. And we can see as well that the Page of Swords in this situation would be expressing that there's going to be communication and exchange with another individual that's going to amplify the positive energy of the star here. So there's positive communication, there's positive exchange, right? So you see how this card kind of fleshes out the daily draw. So I'm going to give you one more example of this. We're pulling and shuffling, wanting to know what is it that we need to know today. We have the Seven of Pentacles. If this was my daily draw, I would be looking at pausing to reflect on what's been working in my path and practice, what I might want to change or shift, and if I'm still on the best course for myself in my journey. So I can see it's a day to be contemplative and to go within. How is this playing out? Well, what I am reevaluating looking at, seeking clarity around the success of, are my passions. So for me personally, this would definitely have to do with my career, my path as a priestess. But if this applies for you, it might be something that you love to do that occupies your free time. And you're looking and evaluating, perhaps for yourself, is this something that could become a career? Is this something that I can build into security sustaining work, right? So the bottom pull can inform the main pull in your daily draw. Now let's go into a tarot spread situation. And let's look at it in the second way that I discussed, the card at the bottom of the deck being a helpful, insightful aspect of a reading. So let's say I'm trying to understand a dynamic with a friend in my life. What's the dynamic? I want to have deeper understanding perhaps of why there's a sense of disconnect in the friendship. I have the Queen of Wands, I have the Page of Swords, and I have the Tower. So if I were looking at this as a spread, a real pull for myself in my life, I would see that perhaps between my friend and I, there's both of us pretending everything in our life is fine, when perhaps my friend is really going through a tower moment, right? Because we do have that Tower card there. And I can see with the Page of Swords that if I can be patient and allow this person that I care deeply about to approach me, she will communicate with me around this Tower moment she's currently experiencing. Now, I might ask here for some advice. What is your advice for me around allowing her to come to me? Four of Swords, absolute affirmation. To not take the disconnect personally and to allow my friend to approach me when the time is right. Now, I look at the bottom of my deck. What is the shadow aspect or the unconscious aspect here that's informing the situation? In this case, the experience of the disconnect in the friendship, the Page of Wands. Perhaps this is giving an awareness around a child in my friend's life, that she may be needing to deal with something that's going on in that dynamic. And that my being patient and allowing for space allows her to approach me from a clear frame of mind as the Page of Swords, instead of from a frame of mind that may be really worked up and really passionate and excitable in a way that I might end up taking personally and could negatively affect the dynamic. But by being patient, I can allow her to approach me when she feels clear and open to communication around our friendship, perhaps, but also her current circumstances too. So do you see how the bottom card can inform what's unconscious within the reading? I'm going to give you one more example. We'll do another 3-card spread. Let's say that I want some insight into my spiritual path at this time. What am I exploring in my spiritual path at this time? King of Swords, Knight of Swords to the Wheel of Fortune. There is a masculine deity coming forward for me to connect with. This exchange is destined, and it's an important juncture in the path for me. It's an important juncture in the path because this deity, this face of the sacred masculine, is going to help me take action, be more inspired spiritually, and move forward into the next leg of my journey on my spiritual path. So now I may wish to ask, well, what is the next leg of my spiritual path? Deepening into empathy, intuition, psychic ability, and most importantly with the Queen of Cups, love. So what is the unconscious factor that may be delaying my connecting in with the King of Swords? Which, if this was a real reading, I would look at the King of Swords either as the energy of Odin, Cernunnos, or Hades. Temperance. I have a fear around losing the balance that I've crafted and created in my life if I move forward in this new direction. There's an awareness that deepening into the Queen of Cups as the next chapter of my spiritual path is going to cause and create some changes that perhaps won't leave things as simple, easy, and clear as I have been experiencing them. There's a shaking up coming through with that Knight of Swords to the Queen of Cups. And so I can see that my own fear around safety is coming up as the delay for me fully integrating and connecting in with, I would say in this reading, if it resonates for you, you're probably being given an opportunity to connect and walk with Hades here. So this is how powerful and impactful this bottom card can be. And the more that you work with this, you really see how it plays out. In fact, now in readings over the last 2 years, when I lay the cards out, I actually flip the deck like this, bottom card up, and I leave that off to the side because it lets me know the unconscious factors affecting my client's experience in a reading for them at this point in time, at the point in time of their reading. So I hope if you are exploring your relationship with tarot, reconnecting with tarot as a practice, or just want to have more effective readings that you can offer for yourself and or others, you find this little bit of information helpful on the journey. I am sending you, as always, oceans of love, and I will, of course, see you in the next video. Take care.